Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I am Clare Josa and I want to talk to you today about some more gems, practical insights from the Youpreneur Summit I went to with Chris Ducker last weekend. And in today's session, I want to talk to you about websites. So I built my first website back in 2002 and I hand coded a website in Dreamweaver. I loved it. I'm an engineer. It was fun. Yeah, I don't do that anymore. Yeah, so I was blogging before blogging was invented, pretty much. And I thought I knew about website. I'd studied accessibility. I'd studied usability. Now, here's the thing. Mark Asquith, he and John Lee Dumas together have founded a business called Podcast Websites. Mark also teaches business strategy and mentors people, and he specializes in people as they're moving up to their first $500,000 turnover on how to get out of your own way. In this session he did at the Youpreneur Summit, despite the fact I thought I knew my stuff on websites, he gave me a kick up the backside. I'd already planned that I was going to do some new work on my website in this coming month. What I'm going to be doing is different because of the advice that Mark gave. It rang so true. So I want to share with you the key points, his top advice, so that you can get your website right first time or the next time you work through it. So hello to everybody who's joining me live. Thank you. I'm getting my likes here. If you have any questions at any stage, give me a yell. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you're watching this on the replay, we're finishing the discussion over in my private Facebook group, Dare to Dream Bigger. You can find the link in the description to the video. So Mark talks about the website design cycle. And I'm sure that plenty of us are familiar with this. You design, you build, it fails, you blame and repeat. Okay, and of course the reason it fails, it's not making money, must be the designer's fault. So we go and get another design, we either pay somebody or we buy a theme, thinking that changing the visuals of the website is going to change the result. The thing is, it doesn't, does it? We've all been there. You spend a fortune on your fancy new website, you might get excited about it, but here's the thing that Mark shared with us at the weekend. Your website is not actually for you. It's not your website. It's for your customer. It's for your visitor. It's for your reader. So the biggest mistake we make is we make assumptions about how they will use our website. We don't stand in their shoes and follow that customer journey. So he was saying that there are 4 things that need to happen to create a brilliant website that helps people to get to know you, like you, trust you, and then take the action that you would like them to if they're a really good fit for how you can help and serve. The first one is customer conversations. So when did you last have a website design that started with you talking to your visitors? Pretty much none of us do it. We talk to our designers or we talk in our heads if we're doing the redesign. But if you take that step back and you look at having a real conversation, face-to-face if you can, if not on Skype, with this person that you want to use your website, what would you be looking for? Yeah, what would they be looking for? What would they want from your website? Where would they want to go? What sort of information are they looking for? How would they try and find it? So I was on holiday last month for a couple of weeks. I just got back just over a week ago. And I got back to a lovely email from a local woman that's read one of my books, 52 Mindful Moments, and she wants to come on a retreat with me. And I run regular retreats. And the email I got from her is, look, Claire, I really want to know when your next dates are. This was the clincher. I couldn't find them on your website. I know where they are. I think it's easy to find. This woman is clearly web savvy enough that she found my contact form. She's passionate enough about wanting to come to one of my paid events that she made the effort to find that contact form and contact me. I let her down because she couldn't find what she was looking for. And 9 out of 10 customers who can't find what they're looking for won't make the effort to tell us. And that is why Mark is saying we need to start with these customer conversations. The next one, question every assumption. So in this example, for me, my workshops are hosted, they're stored under a little menu item that says live events, because sometimes it's a live online masterclass, sometimes it's a face-to-face workshop. My assumption was that somebody would see live events and know that was where to find my workshops. It might not be. And over the coming week, I'm going to be talking to people who regularly use my website to find out where they would want it to be. How would they want to find it? If you can, actually sit with them with your current website. Find out where they go. Watch them. Yeah? Question every assumption. And Mark gave us the example of the color of a buy now button for a major brand. And they changed it from orange to green. Why? Not because they necessarily knew it would perform better, but they wanted to find out. Question your assumptions, test your changes bit by bit. Then the next one is, once you've got your roadmap, what needs to be on my site, how is that going to support my customer journey? Blue tack and sellotape. The overriding theme of his talk was the minimal viable proposition. So many of us are paralyzed. I regularly meet entrepreneurs who are just starting out. Oh, I can't launch that because my website's not ready. That website being ready, sometimes it takes a year. You know, sometimes we're actually scared of it being ready because then we'll have to say yes and really take some strong action. Go with a minimal viable proposition and make the customer journey the primary focus rather than chasing the latest tool or plugin, which is what a lot of us do. Use that blue tack, use that sellotape, yeah? And above all, test one assumption at a time. So I got a great comment here. Orange works on a landing page. Yep, orange can work. It does depend on the rest of your color scheme, but sometimes some colors work better for different audiences than others. So let me see, what else did he say? Okay. So he suggests with assumptions, we take our biggest assumption and we test it. And that we realize that people probably won't do what we expect them to do. Hence the value of actually being able to sit in a room with them or find a way of screen sharing, yeah? And his next major point he made for us was log into Google Analytics, which you have to have on your website, please. So you know who's going to which page and what your bounce rates are and kind of the flow they're taking through your site. That's when you want to get up to the quantitative numbers rather than the qualitative of face-to-face one-to-one discussions. Find the most popular pages on your site. Pages, posts, articles, doesn't matter. Find the most popular ones. The ones with the highest traffic, but the lowest conversions. So here's something Ken Evoy taught me back in 2002 when I was starting my first websites. Everything on your website should have a most wanted response. Okay? Some kind of call to action. When they've read this article, what do I want them to do? It might be read the next article. It might be read this related article. It might be sign up for this free bonus. It might be join a paid program. Look at the pages that are popular but are not converting. Refine them, measure the improvement, test every assumption. Use the data and the information from your customers to test your assumptions, because they will be approaching your business, your website differently to how you do, because you know it inside out. You know what you do. You know who you do it for. You know how you help people, how you serve people, but the visitors to your site don't. Okay, so test every assumption, measure the improvements. So his third principle was blue tack and sellotape. I've mentioned that briefly. So what do you need to build right now? Yeah. Is let go of waiting till this perfect website is done. If you've got something you need to create on your website, what could you do right now? It is not about the plugins. It's about the value that you offer to your visitor. There might be a plugin that helps you do it slightly more efficiently, but don't let the plugin dictate the user experience. Let that be driven by the customer journey. And his advice is really, use the simplest tools you can. Yeah, we've all done it. We've got a fancy new plugin or we've moved to a new theme system. The learning curve can take weeks. It drains energy. It means we're not creating, we're not serving. We're trying to become computer geeks. And there are plenty of computer geeks out there very willing to help you out. So the more we get obsessed by software and solutions and plugins, the more it's actually going to slow our business down. And if you've really got the focus on the customer journey and you've really been testing your assumptions, you'll find you need many fewer plugins. You'll save lots of money, you'll save lots of time, and they're less likely to fight with each other and make your website fall over. So he actually recommends something that the room really loved, and it's something I love, is forget about focusing on the tools, the fancy plugins, you know, the sexy new whatevers. Go back to pencil and paper and actually map out your customer's journey through your website. If they land on your homepage with a particular question, where are they likely to go? How can you make it easy for them to find the route that's going to give them the most value and most benefit, that they're going to enjoy the most? Yeah. If they land on a page within your website, which most people do, what are they going to do? Is it obvious to them what that page is for? Is it obvious to them where they can go next and how else you might be able to help them? Doing that on pencil and paper, then using the blue tack and the sellotape, and only refining it once you've proved that that process, that journey, that flow works. There's no point in having the most expensive, shiny, flashy, exciting plugins in the world if what you're doing with them is detracting from the customer's experience. Yeah. Do let me know if any of this is helping you, if you've got any questions. And also, how have you been getting on with your own website? Have you ever gone back and done the pen and paper? Have you ever fallen into the trap of buying expensive plugins and then realizing maybe that you weren't using them properly? I certainly know that I have, even quite recently. Yeah? So principle number 4 is the roadmap. Okay. So every time you have an idea, Mark Asquith says, don't buy a plugin, write the idea down. So just because you had the idea, it doesn't mean it's a good one. Test your assumptions. So this goes back to what John Lee Dumas was saying yesterday, and I said in yesterday's video as well, just because you can solve a problem for your client, it doesn't mean you should. It doesn't mean it's your zone of genius problem to solve. So Mark is taking it to the other side, which is just because you've had a great idea for something you could do with your website, test that assumption before you invest the time and money in creating it. How can you test that assumption? You could do a blue tack and sellotape version and see how it works, measure the data. You could talk to people who use your website. You could have a Skype call with subscribers from your email list saying, look, if I did this, what would that do for you? Would you understand it? How would you want to navigate around that? People love to tell you. And if they don't understand it, then it's not going to work, even if you've spent thousands of dollars doing it on your website. So he talked about, to wrap up, something he calls MOSCOW, okay, M-O-S-C-O-W. Must, should, could, absolutely will not have. So this was his strategy for how to build the website or platform that you need now. So many of us love the bells and whistles around the outside and the stuff that makes it beautiful. Yes, your website needs to look professional, but it's much more important to understand the things that you must have there from those customer conversations, the things that you probably should have there, the things you could have there, and the things you absolutely will not have there. It makes your job easier, it saves you time and money, and the simpler it is for your customer to find their way around your website, to find what they're looking for, to understand how you can help them, the deeper that relationship will become. So I'm going to wrap it up there for today. I hope you found that useful. Mark Asquith, M-A-R-K-A-S-Q-U-I-T-H. He's a really lovely, approachable, down-to-earth guy. I really enjoyed his masterclass. Go and check out his stuff. I'll put a link to his website in the comments. And I'm going to go and carry on the discussion now over at the Dare to Dream Bigger Facebook group. Let's talk all things website. How you designed your last one, or how you're designing your next one. What do you wish you could change? And how can we find the guts to get on the phone and speak with real live people to get feedback about how they experience going through our website and how they need that journey to be developed. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found that useful. If you have, let me know via the comments. Please share it with anybody else you know that might be doing the website thing at the moment or who might need to. And I'll see you over in the Dare to Dream Bigger Facebook group in a minute. Thank you.